I've just uploaded and scheduled my video to go out today. It's Thursday, that's when I usually do it. And I've got most of next week's video done too, so I was all geared up for a week off. And then yesterday, Yamaha decided that they were going to announce 4 new kits. Now, I had no idea that these kits were coming, so I didn't really have any time to look into it yesterday to start making a video about it. I've seen some photos on groups on Facebook and a little bit of information, but I haven't watched any of Yamaha's promo videos yet. So I've got them all queued up here. There's quite a few of them. So I've got the overview videos for the DTX8K-M and the 8K-X, and the 10K-M and the 10K-X. I can only assume, going off what I've seen in the manual for the DTX Pro, M might stand for mesh. X, if it's in line with the 6KX, maybe they're just sticking with silicon for those. So yeah, 10M, 10KM, Yamaha, sort your names out, they're ridiculous. Right, full on YouTuber mode. That's loud. This sounds pretty familiar, to be honest. Oh yeah, that's the DTX Pro module. Right, okay. So they're sticking with that module for this kit. That's interesting. Oh, 3 sensors. Nice, nice. Mesh heads by Remo. They'll be good. Whew. Ah, there it is. That Bonham. It's good editing. Like, the pad sizes look alright, don't they? Ah, okay. Sticking with the little bass drum for this particular kit. I've just clocked that ride. Oh no, it's a 15. Okay. I mean, it sounds decent, doesn't it? Like, sounds like a mastered drum recording. Yeah, interesting. They've decided to stick with that module. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It seems like a pretty capable module for the price bracket, so I'll have to look into what the prices are for this kit to see whether that makes sense. But why not get the most that you can out of that particular module? I imagine this 8K-X video will be very similar, just with different pads, so let's have a look. TCS, right, yeah, so they are sticking with the silicon pads. 1,000 samples, yeah, it's 64 meg though, innit? The number doesn't really mean anything. Whew, smashed it. Cool. Alright, well, I mean, I like the look of them. Yamaha made a kit with these kind of shells, didn't they in the past? Right, let's have a look at the 10KM kit. Oh, yeah, bigger kick drum. Nice. Faders, okay. Huh, one sec. What was that about there? I didn't clock that first bit. Are they knobs for... Okay. We'll come back to that. I'm sure it'll show it in more detail. Yeah, these are the same size as the last kit, aren't they? That ride looks bigger. I'm sure of it. I mean... Then again... Oh! Ha! I like that porthole. That is cool. I did actually see that on the photos, I'm not going to lie, but... I forgot. And it's pretty cute, that, isn't it? So yeah, bigger kick drum, fake porthole, but I'm all about that. I had one of those on one of my kits. So they've got the, they've got those quick effect knobs again on this. This is a different module, but it looks pretty similar. So I'm wondering, is it based on the same... I mean, it's going to be based on the same architecture, isn't it? Why wouldn't it be? That's how the generations work. Shut up, Luke. Watch the video. 15 3-zone crash pad, okay. Right, okay, built-in multifunctional LED rotary faders. Right. Is that because they swap functions? Ah, there we go! Yes! That's what we wanted. A 175 ride. That's what I've been waiting for, because it was mentioned in the manual, so we knew it was coming, and we just needed more larger symbol options. Like, everybody wants them these days, so yeah, I don't know why that's so exciting. It shouldn't be, but it is. It's good stuff. It's good to see Yamaha following suit with these things. That looks like the same number of inputs as well, doesn't it? Individual outs though, that's good. I think I missed it. I think I was watching too intently and I missed the name of this module. Oh, Bluetooth, nice. Live set feature, useful. Ooh, 2 AUX inputs and 2 headphone sockets. Right, so they've gone with the 1/4 and 8-inch. That's good. Always handy to have options. I need to pay more attention on this next video. What was the module called? I like these tracks. Oh, that was a pretty machine gunny tom, wasn't it? Then again, not a lot of the manufacturers get the toms right, do they? Oh, DTX-PROX, right, okay, so it's like an upgraded version of the DTX Pro. Okay, so those snares sound very, very peaky, like the ones in the regular DTX Pro module. So I'm wondering, are they the same sounds? Like, the module's changed, right? It's not the same module, it's a DTX PROX as it says on there, and they've got additional faders and stuff like that, but apart from like the live set functionality and maybe the Bluetooth, I don't think they had that on the DTX Pro, did they? I'll have to double check. I'm not seeing a lot new there, so I'm wondering, is it pretty much like the same module but just with a few improvements? And if so, what's the difference in price going to be there? I'll have to look into all that. Oh, this is the profile. That's not what I thought it was. There we go. See, that's what you need to look for. She is having a great time. This seems pretty improv, and I'm digging it. Okay, cool. Liked it, but yeah, I mean, I want to know what the new module sounds like, really. That's what I'm here for. But what I'm not 100% sure on is, are these mid-range kits, or are they pro kits? Like, is the 8 the mid-range and the 10 is the flagship? I'm not really sure. Here we go. Ah, snares off. Snares on. Ah, there we go. Multiple ones. That sounds really nice, doesn't it? Oh, I really need to get into playing this kind of stuff. It's like a different instrument, isn't it? I'm such a 2s and 4 ghost note kind of boy. Oh, wait a minute. That's an actual acoustic kick drum. That's weird. Why have they done that? I've just realised I'm on the hybrid setup video. Okay, well that makes a bit more sense. I really like how it looks with the kick drum because, of course, a bunch of us, we're suckers for the acoustic drum aesthetic. Not everybody. Some people love electronic drum aesthetics, but there is something about a larger kick drum, isn't there, that just looks cool. So why aren't they offering that? Okay, so I've done more digging, and they're alright, aren't they? Now, these kits probably aren't the big Roland killer that many people will have been hoping for, but they look like solid options. Obviously, the big thing for Yamaha here are the new mesh pads. It's interesting that they've gone with the 3-cone design. It seems that almost everybody now has agreed that this is the best setup for analog mesh pads. It also seems like Yamaha are really intent on keeping their TCS silicon pads, and I guess I don't blame them. Apparently they're really nice to play on. But looking at the prices of these kits, the TCS pads are like £450 more than the mesh pads in the UK. Some people do really like the silicon pads, but I think overall mesh is probably the most popular now. Now the 8K kits, whether you go for the mesh pads or the silicon ones, are pretty similar kits to the 6K ones, just with the new shelled pads for the snare and toms, a bigger ride and some sturdier hardware. You get a 12-inch snare pad and 3 10-inch toms. This is a decent jump up from the 8-inch pads all round on the 6K3X kit. And it looks like the modules and the other symbols are all the same. I think it's a reasonable approach, but the price of these kits is £800 or $900 more than the 6K3X, and that's quite a big jump considering that the module is identical to even the lowest level 6K kit. And if you add on the TCS tax for the silicon pads, then you're looking at a lot more money. The DTX10K kits bring the cymbal sizes up even more. You get a 17-inch ride, one 15-inch crash and one 13-inch crash, and the floor tom pad becomes 12 inches instead of 10. And of course you get the larger kick drum too. You also get the DTX-PROX module, which has some better features like the faders, channel knobs and whatnot like we saw in the video. Otherwise though, it only seems to be a slightly enhanced DTX Pro module, and it seems to have mostly the same sounds and editing options. There might be some surprise differences with the sounds, but I haven't noticed anything obvious so far. And while I was right about the 1000 user sample slots being a redundant way of measuring it, it turns out I was wrong about the user sample memory size on the DTX PROX. It looks like it's got 256 meg compared to the 64 meg on the Pro, and that's 4 times more, which is a decent improvement, but it does still maybe feel a bit lacking for 2021. The 10K kits are also another £1,200 or $1,800 more expensive than the 8K kits, and the module alone seems to be about $700 more than the DTX Pro. Easier access to controls, additional output, Bluetooth, a full-size MIDI in, and a few other features are definitely a good thing, but it does feel like they probably should have chucked in a bunch more sounds too. These kits are sitting around a very competitive price point, and a lot of the other manufacturers in this price range are gunning for that acoustic feel and size, and Yamaha's not really hitting that with these kits. The pad sizes are okay, but they're in direct competition with the VAD 500 series, and that offers a 14-inch snare and 14-inch floor tom. I feel like if they even just included an option for a larger kick drum like the one that we saw in the hybrid video, that would tie the aesthetics together and make it feel like it's more on the same level. Now, I know that not everybody wants a larger kick drum pad, that's why I feel like it should be an optional extra rather than a standard option. I know it's not the be all and end all, but perception is a very big thing for a lot of people, and I worry that these kits are going to get lost in the crowd, looking more like a decent option from 10 years ago rather than a new exciting kit for 2021. That said, they might tick all the boxes for some people, and Yamaha do have a solid reputation for quality products, so that definitely works in their favour. I hope you enjoyed this different format of video for this channel. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!